Dale Jr. teases a return to grassroots racing at North Wilkesboro, and we'll take a look at those heat races coming up next. What is going on, everybody? Happy Sunday to you. I hope you're getting ready for that Bristol race, and also happy Easter. If I haven't earned your subscription, hopefully today is the day I will earn that subscription. All right, Dale Earnhardt Jr. has teased that he might return to grassroots racing at North Wilkesboro. Let's take a look at what he had to say. This article from John and Newbie. Hall of Fame driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. already made his lone Xfinity Series start of 2022, but he may not be done racing just yet. He has teased a return to North Wilkesboro Speedway for some grassroots racing. Earnhardt turned heads the morning of April 17th when he posted an old photo of himself standing next to the number 3 Sundrop stock car at the North Carolina track and asked if he and his prior sponsor should, quote, run it back. There will be grassroots races on the old North Wilkesboro Speedway asphalt on August 2022 before the track tears it up, and it could serve as the site of another Earnhardt start. And before everybody goes crazy, here is the actual tweet. This is not me making up news, as some people said on the other one when I was just reporting on what Adam Stern said. So there is the tweet. So 2 things on this particular tweet. First, if Sundrop comes back and Dale Earnhardt races that iconic paint scheme he had back in the day, that is going to be awesome. That's always good for late model racing, especially if he's coming to North Wilkesboro to do it. So I think the stands are going to be packed anyway, but I think that's really going to pack him out if he decides he wants to do that. Number 2 is Dale Earnhardt Jr. is 100% behind this North Wilkesboro deal. So as long as he stays behind this North Wilkesboro deal, you have to imagine they're at least going to get an Xfinity race at the very least. I think they're going to push to get a Cup date back as long as everything goes good when they, eventually get the truck and the Xfinity Series races there. To me, I think it's a foregone conclusion. I don't think that they would spend this much money if they weren't going to get those races, but I've seen a lot of people just going negative Nancy on this great news. They're like, oh, it's just going to be local racing. It's not going to do good. Look at what happened to Rockingham, blah, 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 all that crap. This is great news because even if they just get a truck race or an Xfinity race, that's still awesome because I think once you get those series in there, you will see how bad people want to see races at this racetrack. And I think also the fact that Dale Jr. is getting involved possibly with this late model race, that's awesome because if he gets involved, Josh Berry will be there. He might call his buddy Elliott Sadler to race. I know on one of the old podcasts they talk about him and Elliott Sadler wanted to run it back one more time on a late model track. So I think this would probably be the best track for those two to come do it. So I think this is just awesome. So and you never know if when Junior's involved, who could be jumping into a race car to race as well. So I think this is great news for North Wilkesboro, and nothing else to add to that. All right, and also let's talk about those heat races at Bristol last night. Like I said, no one has ever talked about a stage win, but those heat races last night were fairly entertaining. Christopher Bell won one race where he took the lead from, I think, Kyle Busch right there with about 5 laps into that thing, and then he just set sail and he was gone. Tyler Reddick won another heat race. That heat race was the first heat race, I think. That heat race was really, really good. I enjoyed watching that. So Tyler Reddick and Christopher Bell have shown that they have strength at this track, and those are 2 to watch. But the other 2 heat races are actually what I wanted to talk about because even though they were basically led wire to wire, Justin Haley with a win in a heat race. It is awesome to see Justin Haley run good. He has had some terrible, terrible luck, much like Cole Custer, your pole sitter for the race. Those 2 guys have had terrible luck so far this season, so it is awesome to see Justin Haley finally get the finish that his car deserves because he has just had some terrible luck. And Ty Dillon, I got this shirt at Martinsville, so that's really cool that Ty Dillon ends up winning a heat race, so I actually get to wear it pretty soon. But Ty Dillon gets that win, that stage win where he went wire to wire, but it was not without effort. Man, they closed in on him at the end of that thing, and he held on for dear life to get that stage win. So Ty Dillon, all the Ty Dillon haters are silenced, at least for a little bit, because Ty Dillon got himself a stage win. So like I said, those heat races were fun to watch, and Cole Custer got the most points by improving the most positions, or however that little deal worked. But Cole Custer's got your pole, Christopher Bell on the outside pole. But also, these heat races have shifted the Vegas numbers. I'm not really going to get into that because, well, I don't know if this will post in time for you to adjust those. If you made it this far, feel free to subscribe. If you got a comment, leave it down in the comment section. And other than that, thanks for your time. Peace.